So in last class, we saw how to create some surface and how to export them into an SAT and ACAS file, right? So in today's class, let's see how to link a Dynamo-driven SAT into Revit. So for this example, we will bring that SAT back into Revit and we'll use it as a surface to host a roof family as a canopy for the front entry of this building. So let's start. This is just a sample project. So first go to mousing and click mouse in place. So I'm just giving a name, let's say canopy. Okay. And then go to insert, click link CAD and go to the folder where we have exported the ACT file. So yesterday we have exported in the desktop, right? So open desktop and you can see ACIS SAT, right? So click this format. So now we can able to see the format that we have exported yesterday. You can see the date and timing, right? Surface.sat. Fine. Click open. So what you're seeing here is the surface that we have modeled using Dynamo. So now we have linked it as a CAD file. Okay. So we are just going to use the surface to host a roof family. So click finish. Go to architecture, roof, and roof by face, and select this SAT file. Okay, and click create roof. Okay, so now what you're seeing here is a roof which hosts this surface as a as a host. So when I click this, you can able to see it's a roof, right? And the name is canopy that we have given. Okay, so what if you want to modify some changes in this structure? Okay, so how to do that? So first you have to go back to your Dynamo. Okay, we haven't opened Dynamo yet. We can open Dynamo. It will take some time, so just wait. Okay, Dynamo is not responding. Let me close this and I'll open again. So we can do the same thing what we have done in place and link the SAT file. Okay, so now we can open the Dynamo. Okay, so this is the Dynamo file which we have saved in yesterday's class, right? I hope you guys remember, like we used to create a surface by loft. Then we find out how to create a point at a parameter, and we used to calculate the surface area, perimeter, and at last we discussed about how to use the U, V, and W, which is the local coordinate of some particular 3D object, right? And finally export to SAT. Fine. So let's say that we want to modify it. So for as of now, I'm just freezing this because whatever we are trying to do in the background, it automatically exporting to the SAT file, and that will take a lot of time, and it sometimes our script can also crash. So I'm just freezing it so that while we are working, this will not run. Okay, so now I'll run this. Okay, so here we got our canopy structure, and what you're seeing here is the points which we have generated using the surface.pointed parameter. So yesterday we discussed about lasing, right? I hope you guys remember about lasing. So with the cross-sectional of lasing, we just created all these points, right? There were three types of lasing: shortest, longest, and the cross product. Okay, so now I'll just modify, I'll just change the z value here. I just, until I'm happy, let's see. I can change the z value of this point. Okay, it's already at 20. Let's change this to 10. Okay, so if it's 10 means it will be like this. I'll change a little bit. Let's say 15. Okay, fine. So now I just changed some of the values, and I just change the shape of the canopy. Okay, so now I'll just unfreeze this and I'll run. Okay, so Dynamo overwrites the SAT file in this location. So that's a good thing, because our Revit project has the SAT file linked into the Revit, which means we could be able to reload this link to view the change in the geometry. Okay, so for that, you can already see the change in shapes, right? So what you're seeing here, this is the previous shape, and you can see some kind of a transparent yellow line here. Actually, you cannot select this. These are just showing the shape. I hope you can see it properly, right? So this is the change in shape. Okay. So now go back to the massing and click show form by flows and form and flows. Go to manage links, manage links. Go to cat format and click this and give reload, because it will just reload the latest file. I think it's reloaded. Okay. So now we can see the reloaded new shape of the canopy, right? Okay. So now SAT file is updated, but the Revit surface that is hosted to the SAT hasn't moved yet. Okay. So click the roof surface and give update to face. So Revit remembers that this roof surface is hosted to the SAT geometry. So anything happens to the SAT geometry, we can simply click update. Now the SAT file is updated, but the Revit hasn't moved it. And yeah, now it's fine. You can click roof and click update to face. Yeah. So this is how you can just create some structures like the any kind of surfaces or whatever it is. You can just import the SAT file and you can use them as a host, and you can just model everything in Revit. I'll just change this to by view settings so that we can see it properly. Okay. Next, let's try to place some Revit families in this canopy. Okay. So let's say that we want to place some lighting fixtures here in this canopy. So let's go back to the Dynamo. So we are not going to place the lighting fixture with the help of just manually with the Revit. We are going to automate things with the Dynamo itself. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so in last class we saw how to extract some points at a surface, right, with the help of lasing, and we just gave a list of two numbers to the u and v, and we created this. Okay, so now we can use these points to place some families. So let's say that I want to place some lighting fixtures in all these points in this canopy. Okay, under like this. So we can use this, and to place a family, just search for family instance by points. Family instance by points. Okay. So this is the node which are going to use to place a family by point. So here is our point. Okay. Next is the family type. You just type family types, and when you drag this down, you can able to see all the families that are loaded into our Revit project. It just shows all the families that is loaded in our Revit. Okay, it will not show anything else. And if you load a new family to your Revit project, that will also be shown here. So I'm just going to search for the lighting picture which is already here, which is called light.canopy. Connect this with this, and let me freeze this one. Okay. So now I'll just click run. Let's go back to the Revit and see whether these lighting fixtures are placed. Yes, now we can see here in this blue dot where we have generated the points using lasing, we can able to see that there is a family called light canopy is placed on all the points that we have created. Here, 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 here. I hope you can able to see it properly. So now we can see these blue dots are the points that we have extracted, and you can see there's a family hosting those points. Okay. So now we know how to place a family with a point, right? Now let's place a structure family, framing family, along each of the four curves that we that have crossed the canopy surface. Okay, so go back to the dynamo. Just let me group this. Yes.
So what is the use of doing such complex tasks when we can do it in Revit?
What is the use of?
We can do this easily in Revit, but why are you using Dynamo?
Okay, let me tell you. See, this is just an example to show you that we can do. See, you can do everything in Dynamo, but there are some tasks that you cannot do using Dynamo. Okay, so this is just an example to show you that you can do the things that you cannot do using Dynamo. So without using Revit. So basically what you're seeing here, this canopy is easily can be done using Revit itself. There's no need to use Dynamo. The reason I'm showing here is to give you the to know the importance of using it. Okay, and you can just automate this thing, and you no need to do everything manually here. If in this case it's just a very small canopy, right? But if you are just let me give you an example. I'll just show a project that we are working. So this is one of the project that we are working. So this is a Google Bay View project. So what you're seeing here, these structures, these are done with the help of Dynamo. So basically you cannot do this in Revit, and if you do this in Revit, that will not be a parametric. Okay, but here with the help of Dynamo, you can just make this kind of structures parametrically, and you can also change all these shapes with just a number slider. With the help of a number slider, if you move, you can able to move all these points, and that will be easy. It is parametric, right? So that is the reason. We can also do this with Revit itself, but in Dynamo that will be much easier. Okay, so this is just an example. So there are lots and lots of things that cannot be done using Revit. Okay, like if you want to create a twisted tower or a twisted bridge, so these kind of things can be created using Dynamo, and you can create this parametrically. That is the most important thing. So with just a little bit of list management and a number slider, you can also change the rotation, and you can change the length, everything. See, imagine that you are going to create a bridge like this or like this, okay, and you have given with the parametrically. So with a number slider, you can just give the you can just elaborate the distance between all these things, and you can rotate the twisting, radius, and all these things. And there are lots and lots of examples that why we are using visual programming instead of just a BIM software. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And if you like, as you said, if you're making this canopy structure in Revit, and later if you're just changing the shapes, and the lighting fixture will not change, right? But you can see these lighting fixture hosting those points, and you can just do it easily. Next, let's see how to place some structural framing family. Okay, so first, okay, we have this one, surface dot pointed parameter. So we can use this one. So this is the most important here. So okay, so first let me transpose this list. Okay, so we have transported all these lists. Okay, so now we are fine. We are good to go. Next. Or else we can just create a new one. We don't want to use this. I'll just make a copy of this and let's say starting value 0.2, 0.8. Okay, with step of 0.2. Okay, so now we have created a list of, we have four list of 2 points. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, four list of 2 points. Before we have two list of 4 points. Now we have four list of 2 points. Okay, so now let's make this a polycurve by points. Polycurve by points, and these are my points. Okay, so now we can see we have created a line of those points that we have created. Okay, so now we are going to make this line as a host for our structure family. So structure framing. Yeah, so structure framing dot beam by curve. So here, this is our curve and the level. So it is asking the level. So just search level. You can able to find a node for the level. And when you drag this down, you can able to see all the levels that are available in this project. So in this case, it's level 1. Okay. Connect this to the level and the structure framing family, which is similar to how we have introduced this lighting family, right? So copy this and just search for the structure framing family. So in this case, it's canopy.structure. Okay, now this one we have to search for the framing type. Structural framing types, and now you can able to see, okay, there is only one structure family available in this project right now. So we can delete this, connect this to the family here. Okay, and the run is completed. So when I hit run, you can able to see a series of beam structure framing family appears on our Revit project. You can able to see here, these are the framings, right? But now we can see here these lights and these framings are clashing. So if you want to, okay, actually the lighting is missing here, I guess. Let's check why the lights are missing. Okay, so we have deleted it. Fine. types, light canopy. Okay, we can able to see the lights and the structure families, but these lights are clashing with the structure family, right? So you can just do a little bit of the list management and we can just change it. So here, let's say we can change this one. Instead of starting at 0.2, let's say it's starting at 0.1. Okay. So now in the background, you can able to see the framing and the lighting fixture are not clashing. These dot represents the lighting fixture and these lines represents the framing. Okay, so now these are not clashing with each other, right? And as I said, these are parametric. If you change the shape of this canopy, the lighting fixture and the structure family adopts to it, so that you no need to change separately. Like if you do it in Revit, you have to change the roof first, then you have to change the lighting fixture second, then the framing third, right? But these all are now hosted. So when you change the size of the canopy, everything related to that will also get changed. Okay, so now let's use Dynamo to place a floor object. So in this example, like let's match the floor parameter with the canopy above here. So go back to the Dynamo. Here we can give the end value as 1. Okay. Okay, fine. So to create a flow, just search for flow dot by outline curve, yeah, outline type and level. You can use this one, outline, flow type and levels. Fine. So we need the outline curve. So we have the surface dot perimeter. We created somewhere else here. Yeah, surface dot perimeter. So because we are going to create a floor with the help of the perimeter above this canopy, right? So use the perimeter as a curve, outline curve. Okay. Next, floor type. So just search for floor types and you can able to see all the floor types available in your project. So in this case, I'm using, let's use sidewalk accent, floor type and the level. So we have already a level node somewhere else here. Yeah, we can use the same node so that we no need to do the repetition task. Okay. So as soon as you connect this, we can see an error, right? The reason is the curve we provided, even though they are indeed closed, they aren't planar. Okay. So the curves we provided are twisted like this, right? It's not planar. So, but that's okay. There is an easy fix for this. So let's, rather than providing a list of lines floating in space in different heights and angles, let's flatten all these curves down into the XY plane using a node called pull onto plane. Pull onto plane. So connect this to the perimeter here. And the plane. Okay, so we have a default node to extract the XY plane. So just search for plane.xy. So it just represents the XY plane. So connect this. Okay, so we are getting the error again. Let's see what's the error here. Okay, so not the surface dot perimeter. We want to give the surface dot perimeter curves. Okay, so as soon as I connect the perimeter curves, we can able to see that we have created an outline of the floor with the perimeter of the above canopy. I hope you can see it at the bottom, right? Now we can use this to create the floor. So just search for, yeah, we can, here it is, floor. So connect the curve to here. So go back to the Revit and you can able to see, this time we cleared the error and you can able to see there's a different floor showing with the same perimeter as the canopy, right? So now this floor is also parametric. So if you change the size of the canopy, the floor perimeter will also change. So now let's try to create some wall family. Okay, so let's keep this as the last example. So let's place a wall instance into the Revit family. Perhaps we can place two low walls on the left and right of the entry using the same curves that we just pulled down from the canopy.perimeter. So first we can introduce the wall by curve. So actually we have lots of three types of this creating a wall. One is by giving the wall by curve and height, and next is giving wall by curve and level. Let me show you both. So here you can just give the start level. Let's say it's starting from the level 1 and ending on level 2. Okay, and you can give the curve and what type of wall. Or else you can use a curve and height. Instead of an end level, you can use a height. Okay, so in this case, I'm not using a level, I'm using a height. So I'm just deleting this. So my curve, okay, we haven't decided the curve yet. First, let me give a height. So we can use a code block or a number to specify the height. Let's say 3 units from here. And the level, we have a level node already. Yeah, from the level 1. And wall type, just search for wall type. Let's use, I'll use this one, exterior knee wall. And okay, next we want to define the curve, right? So as I said, we are going to create two low walls in the left and right of the entry. So first let me create a list of items. So that we can create a list.get item at index, because in this curve we have 4 points, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we want to extract this one on the left and this one on the right. We don't want the front and the back, the left and the right. So list.get item at an index, so that I can take a specific item from a specific index. So this is my list and I want to take the items at index 0, which is this one. Index 1 means that, and index 2 means from the right. So index 0 and index 2. So we can create a list of items here. List of 2. We want item at index 0 and item at index 2. We have a list of 2 items. Connect this to the index here. So now we can see we got both the left and the right. You can able to see the left and the right line are highlighted using blue color, right? Fine. Now let's use this curve to host our wall. Connect this to the curve here and it's completed. Let's go back to the Revit and now we can see now Dynamo has made 2 walls at the curves that we have specified. So now we have covered several different methods in geometry data inputs, right? We're going to play some common variety of Revit families, which should be little easier for you to conceptualize and plan out some of your Dynamo scripts. Okay, so now everything is connected with each other. If you change the size of the canopy, the framing changes, the lighting fixture changes, the floor below it will be changes, and the two walls that will also be changed. So this is the help of using Dynamo. You can just connect everything parametrically with each other. So is this clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so just practice this, and that's all for today's class. And from tomorrow we'll just start a new topic in Dynamo itself only. It's a very small thing that we can see tomorrow. So if you have any questions, you can ask me now, or else you can end the session today.
No, sir, no question.
Okay, so just practice it and we can see tomorrow. So this is Pragdish signing off, until we meet again next time. Thank you.